You're watching Good Day Siouxland with Nick Wilson and meteorologist Ethan Foreman. From KCAU 9 News, this is Good Day Siouxland.
Good morning, it's 6:45 on this Wednesday morning. I'm Nick Wilson.
And I'm Ethan Foreman.
Well, do we have to wait for the warm conditions or are we feeling it already?
A little bit cool out there to start the day, right around where we should be this time of year in the low to mid 20s across the area, but those temperatures will warm up fast, and this is why we're seeing clear skies out there right now. Beautiful sunrise on our Nelson Commercial Construction camera this morning, but we are experiencing some very dry conditions. Our graphic is currently not working, so I apologize for that, but our precipitation outlook shows that we're going to be continuing with those drier than average conditions across the area, and especially in the southern part of the country toward Texas and Oklahoma. But then we see a big ridge coming our way as we head into next week. That's going to bring some very warm temperatures as we head into next week once again, and we could even reach 60 degrees possibly. I'll tell you when coming up in your full forecast.
Thanks, Ethan. Well, before we get into the news, we want to know, do you know a Siouxland woman who's making a difference in her community, setting a great example for others, or serving as an amazing role model? Because if you do, you should nominate her to be one of our KCAU-9 Remarkable Women for 2024. To do that, just head over to our website, siouxlandproud.com, and click on Nominate a Remarkable Woman under the Contest tab. There's only a couple of days left to make your nominations, so if you've been putting it off, well, now is the time. And on to the news. The ACLU of Iowa and several families are suing to stop a new state law which they say violates the rights of LGBTQ+ students and educators. The law requires public schools in the Hawkeye State to remove books containing sex acts, forbids education on sexual orientation and gender identity through grade 6, and requires school administrators to inform parents if students ask to change their name or pronouns to reflect a gender identity different from the one assigned at birth. The families bringing the suit argue the law is discriminatory. Some of their kids spoke out on why they felt a need to file the suit.
I'm participating in this lawsuit because this law hurts all kinds of kids and it hurts many of my personal friends. We deserve to be able to express ourselves safely at school, and we deserve to see ourselves in media, especially in books.
Removing books that discuss queer topics or people from schools tells our queer students that they do not belong there, that they are shameful. I am not shameful.
Governor Reynolds responded to the lawsuit's filing in a statement, saying in part, quote, "Protecting children from pornography and sexually explicit content shouldn't be controversial. The real controversy is that it exists in elementary schools," end quote. And elsewhere in the Hawkeye State, a temporary closure on Highway 75 in Sioux Center starting today could mean some changes to your commute. Officials say the closure is part of Phase 1 of the highway reconstruction project. Paving crews will add more temporary pavements near 2 intersections to allow for safer driving during winter months and more room for traffic to transition into the construction area. Well, here in the Sioux City Metro, the NAIA National Volleyball Tournament starts today, and yesterday morning, the college athletes played a few warm-up rounds with some new friends, 80 of Iowa's Special Olympians. This is the 16th year the NAIA has partnered with Special Olympics Iowa to host this event. The athletes got to test their volleyball skills and enjoy some other activities like cornhole and relay racing.
I just think it's a really good experience for all athletes, and even for them to experience if it's their first time or their last time. I just think it's a really good experience.
The Special Olympians will also get the chance to play with NAIA basketball players before next year's Spring Championship Tournament. Well, now it's time to meet today's Stray of the Day, and it's Still Waiting Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we feature a pet picked up by Sioux City Animal Adoption and Rescue who's been waiting quite some time to find a forever home.
That's right, and this is Zeus, a middle-aged male collie mix that weighs about 45 pounds. He was found on the 900 block of West 7th Street at the end of October. The rescue says he may be a little older, but he's a loyal dog who still has a lot of energy. Zeus is available for adoption now.
If you've lost your pet, you're looking to adopt, or you'd like to sponsor a pet for adoption, then you can visit the rescue's website at SiouxCityAnimalRescue.com. Zeus sure looks like a pretty friendly fellow.
Yeah, definitely very friendly it looks like too, and also probably will like these dry and warm conditions that we've been seeing, and that's going to continue over the next few weeks as well. Here's a look at that graphic earlier that I was going to show. We saw precip of normal for rainfall for the month of November being on the very dry side. Many areas in Iowa less than 10%. In fact, no precip at all reported in the city of Spencer through the whole month of November. And keep in mind, November does end tomorrow. And we're continuing to see not much precip across the area. We're watching this batch of clouds that's in Rapid City that'll be moving toward us as we head into the overnight hours, but Stormcast not really showing that present on this model run, but I think we'll see more cloud cover than what this is showing overnight and into Thursday as a cold front moves through the area, and we'll see some more increasing clouds later on tonight into Thursday. But we do see high pressure dominate to the north and west. That should give us some clear skies Thursday night and to start the day on Friday. However, there is a system off to our south that's going to be staying mostly away from us. Could see some clouds toward Omaha, but most of us are going to stay pretty dry and sunny across the area for much of Thursday afternoon and Friday. You can see that changing over to snow for areas like Cedar Rapids. Not going to be seeing that here anytime soon. And Friday looking like a nice but chillier day with those highs back into the mid 30s, and you can see that now on your 9 on 9 forecast. We're dropping those temperatures in the upper 30s for Friday and Saturday. Wintry mix is possible on Sunday, but then we do see a warm up as we head into next week. 53 degrees, the high for the start of Hanukkah.
Thanks, Ethan. Well, now we turn to sports, where the season opening matchups continue for Siouxland High School basketball teams. Noah Sacco has the local highlights right here in your morning sports wrap.
Good morning, Siouxland. It was season opening night for a number of hoop squads around Siouxland. Sioux City East and Spencer boys, a pair of the many, looking to start out strong with the Tigers in town for an interclass showdown with the Black Raiders. East won the last two meetings. Tigers trying for their first since 2020. No score in the first quarter, but Spencer throwing it away. Manasi Kasonga Malou the other way. Throws it down for their first points of the year. Thunderous start for East. Defense back on display later. East another steal up court to Naf Yusuf, who's all alone. Strong take to the rack. 2 of his 12 points. Black Raiders out to an 8-2 lead. Now East running wild. Still in the first. Feed in transition to Jang Ru. Bringing down the house with another slam. East up 12-2 now, forcing a Tiger timeout. Students were in awe. Spencer, though, with a response out of the timeout. Ethan Hansen finishes off the glass through contact. Team high 13 points from him, but East kept on soaring. Ball back up to Rue. Yam it at home again. 2 of his 7 as East leads 21-9 after 1. They roll from there, routing Spencer to a season opening dub, 82-44, the final. More season openers at O'Gorman Fieldhouse. Bishop Heelan, host and trainer. Crusaders looking for another state trip this season. Good start in the first quarter. Matthew Knoll has a cutting Quinn Olson. Easy bucket. Crusaders out to an 11-8 edge. Back on the attack. Sean Schaefer spinning and hitting the jumper. Heelan crowd feeling no momentum. Cardinals, though, take it right back moments later. Carson Elwood working down low. Gets the hoop and the harm. Heelan ahead 17-14 after 1. But they found their groove in the second. Brady Schultz with the alley and Knoll the oop. Wayne State commit with the fireworks on opening night as Crusaders cruise to victory 81-63 over Trainer. And over in Hinton, Blackhawks defeated Siouxland Christian 74-12 for the season opening win, and an even bigger victory for Hinton boys basketball head coach John Spees, who earned his 100th win for the program. Judging from the signs, balloons, and ball, looks like the community was more than ready to give Spees the honor. We're past the halfway point of our Sports Zone Football Player of the Year countdown, working to our reveal of the winner this Friday. But first, time to reveal the 6th nominee of our list, the rumbling wrecking machine of Crofton Junior running back Wyatt Tramp. A Week 10 Player of the Week winner, Tramp became a terrific rushing weapon for the Warriors this fall. The junior two-way player accounted for over 1,600 total yards with a whopping 38 touchdowns. One of his best performances came in the playoffs against Bridgeport, where he tallied 216 rush yards and 5 scores, peppering in 6 tackles along with the fumble recovery on the defensive side of the ball. A potent threat that helped Crofton score more than 40 points in 11 of their 12 games, aiding their unbeaten mark into a Class D1 state semifinal finish, their best season in over 5 years. That's your check at sports. You stay classy, Siouxland.
Now let's take a look at this morning's top stories, what you need to know before you go. It's been just over a week since Kim Taylor was found guilty of voter fraud, and calls for her husband, Jeremy Taylor, to step down from the Woodbury County Board of Supervisors continue to grow. Those calls came to a head during last night's regular weekly board meeting. 3 of Taylor's fellow supervisors asked for him to resign. Woodbury County Auditor Pat Gill is now seeking the board's approval for a request to the Iowa Attorney General Brenna Bird. He's asking Bird to conduct an investigation into Jeremy Taylor's actions regarding 3 elections and for further action to be taken depending on the findings.
If warranted, the Woodbury County Board of Supervisors request the Iowa Attorney General file a petition for removal of Jeremy Taylor from the office of Woodbury County Supervisor.
Gill advised the board that only Iowa's Attorney General has the power to remove someone from office. And Jeremy Taylor currently serves as the vice chairman of the county board. He says he's willing to step away from that specific set of responsibilities, but he is not planning on leaving the board entirely.
I filled in for the chair last week for a nearly 3-hour meeting, but if that's not something that you want me to continue in as far as that role, I completely respect that. And so I will step down from that role if that's what's desired. But I will work hard to continue to complete my term, and then I'm going to focus on my family.
Board Chairman Matthew Ung first requested Taylor's resignation last week. Following last night's meeting, Ung confirmed that Taylor's resignation will be on the agenda next week.
I'm a little surprised to hear that he is going to serve out the remainder of his term. Because, as I said, I don't know how you can do that when you know that 3 of your fellow Republican board members have publicly called for you to resign. I don't see a world where the husband does not know what the wife is doing. In my experience, I always knew what my wife was doing to help my campaign.
That meeting will take place next Tuesday, December 5th. But Taylor's fellow supervisors and the county auditor are not the only ones concerned by the situation. Siouxlanders spoke out on both sides of the issue at last night's meeting.
This man represents 20% of this county, and nobody should attempt to usurp the vote of the 20% of this population of this county. This is what elections are for.
You're supposed to be above reproach. You're not. You had to know what your wife was doing. She was convicted of that. If you had any dignity, you would step down. That's all I have to say.
As for Kim Taylor, she currently remains free on bond. A sentencing date has not been scheduled yet, and there's no word as to whether she will appeal last week's 52 guilty verdicts. And now, taking a look at the weather, what can we expect for the rest of today?
Yeah, definitely a great day to get outside and enjoy, as we're going to be seeing those highs right around 52 degrees for that high, mostly sunny and warmer than we experienced over the last several days. And we'll continue to see pretty seasonal conditions as we head into tonight. Those clouds will be on the increase, though, as we switch those winds from the south to the northwest. As a cold front comes through, that's going to decrease our temperatures into Thursday and especially Friday, as we see those highs back down into the 40s for Thursday, upper 30s for Friday and Saturday, with more in the way of cloud cover. Wintry mixes possible late Saturday into Sunday. Does not look significant at this time, but it looks like another warm-up by the middle and end of next week.
Enjoy that sun today, because that weekend is looking cloudy.
It sure is.
Well, thanks for watching. KCAU 9 News returns at 11:30.